This is 7 National News, and in our top story. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, and His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces, officially opened the International Defence Exhibition and Conference 2015. The ruler of Dubai and Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi also witnessed the live military demonstration, which marked the beginning of the event's 12th edition. The opening ceremony was also attended by Dubai Crown Prince His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the UAE Foreign Minister, along with other sheikhs, dignitaries and senior government officials. The demonstration featured counter-terrorism efforts during an enactment of a hostage situation at a port, where latest covert operation tactics were showcased using up-to-date weaponry, including tanks, fighter jets and helicopters. Following the ceremony, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed toured the exhibition, where more than 1,200 exhibitors from around 55 countries are exhibiting latest military equipment, weapons, surveillance and defense systems. Running until the 26th of February, organizers say that IDEX has established itself as world's leading event for the defense industry. The event has also witnessed a large participation from a number of countries around the world, with around 42 national pavilions exhibiting a range of high-tech weaponry ranging from howitzers, cruise missile and aircraft technologies, as well as infantry vehicles. Among the international figures attending the event included Pakistan's Chief of Army Staff, Major General Rahil Sharif, UK Minister for Defence Equipment, Support and Technology, French Defence Minister, as well as senior military delegations from countries such as China, Russia, Germany, USA and Saudi Arabia, to name a few. According to the ministers from the UK and France, the UAE is a key regional ally as well as a strategic partner in terms of weapons and defence trade, which is illustrated by a large participation of military equipment companies from their countries during the event.
The UK signed a defence cooperation agreement with the UAE in the mid-90s, so this has always been a really important market from a military perspective, military to military, for the UK to help the UAE with their security concerns, and that spills over, of course, into the commercial sector, where British defence companies have been engaged with UAE customers for many years. That's a very important relationship for us in the UK. We hope it is also for the UAE, and we're looking to do business together increasingly in partnership. So at the moment we've got about 80 companies here from the UK exhibiting at IDEX, and several of those have got contracts which they're looking to, they're normally in a competitive situation, they're competing for orders from UAE customers, and we'll have to see how they emerge. But there's a number of contracts in the pipeline, and a lot of opportunities that frankly going both ways. So we're increasingly in the UK looking to find suppliers for components for systems and some subsystems themselves from outside the UK. We have a very open market, and we're very happy and keen to work with UAE producers to have a common supply chain.
C'est un partenariat stratégique.
This is a strategic partnership. It is essential for us on the threat and how we analyze these threats, the response to the threats and the cooperation which is necessary in our common action for this goal. The trade relationship is meaningful only if it comes as a response to a strategic partnership, and we have to put this really in perspective. We concluded an agreement last year on a high-resolution satellite between both our countries, and this shows the quality of these relationships and how close we are in our relationship.
His Highness Dr. Sheikh Sultan bin Mohammed Al Qasimi, the Supreme Council member and ruler of Sharjah, has opened the 4th International Government Communication Forum earlier today. Held under the theme Specific Actions, Better Results, the 2-day-long event sees the participation of various regional media and students from different UAE institutes and universities, and is being attended by over 40 leading regional and international personalities, including heads of states and government experts. The guest of honor, former Lebanese President General Mikhail Sleiman, during his remarks at the forum, stated that it is the goal of good government to dismantle a top-down, one-way practice of centralized communication, urging governments to recognize that communication is a culture and not just a process. During his address to the forum delegates, His Highness Dr. Sheikh Sultan bin Mohammed Al Qasimi stated that traditionally government communication has started from the power establishment, going down to the people. But making reference to the Emirates Direct Line radio show, His Highness stated that communication can start from the people and go up to the officials in power. Earlier, after the opening of the forum, Sharjah Media Centre's chairman, Sheikh Sultan bin Ahmed Al Qasimi, noted that through social media and mobiles, everyone is now essentially a roaming reporter. And as such, he emphasized that governments cannot ignore the public, where he outlined the important role that events like the Government Communications Forum can have in fostering better communication strategies while highlighting common issues that the region is presently facing.
This year we tried to concentrate on new experiences, on new speakers, speakers with academic experiences. This year I think the thing that we had this year is the direct communication between the crowd and the speaker themselves. So you can ask a question while the speakers are in session. They talked about integrity, they talked about being very open, saying the truth, and how to use that to interface between the people and the government.
The Roads and Transport Authority have announced that all marine services in the Emirate of Dubai have been suspended because of weather conditions. The Abra services on Dubai Creek, as well as Dubai Ferry, the water bus and the water taxi will not be deployed as long as the weather conditions remain unstable, according to local reports quoting officials from the RTA. At the moment, a marine warning remains in place, with the sea expected to be very rough at times in the Arabian Gulf and Sea of Oman. Over the weekend, waves 10 feet high were reported, together with strong winds, dust storms and low visibility. Meanwhile, all other means of public transport remain available, with no delays or disruptions reported in Dubai buses, metro or trams today. Scientists have warned that supplies of groundwater in the UAE, the country's main conventional water resource, could run out by 2030 because of demand from agriculture. According to a report released by Emirates news agency WAM, a study by the UAE University has shown that the water table level in parts of the country has fallen by as much as 60 meters, with the agricultural sector the largest water consumer, using about 34% of the total. The domestic and industrial water sectors use 32%, forestry 15% and amenities 11%, with losses accounting for 8%. Groundwater supplies about 51% of the country's needs, mostly for irrigation, with a limited quantity used for drinking in the northern part of the Emirates. According to the study, desalinated water supplies about 37%, mainly for drinking and for irrigation in some areas. Reclaimed water or treated wastewater accounts for 12% and is mainly used for irrigating amenities. The study stated that the usage of water in agriculture is a matter of national importance and that a significant reduction will be necessary, something it stated that the government is taking steps to implement. The General Civil Aviation Authority today stated that it is currently drafting the regulations and criteria for using drones in UAE skies. Authorities are also drafting regulations parallel to those implemented by the GCAA to control the import and distribution of unmanned aerial vehicles or UAVs on the local market. Under the regulations, drones will be divided into 3 categories: low-capacity drones not exceeding 25 kilograms in weight, mid-capacity drones ranging from 25 kilograms to 150 kilograms, and advanced capacity drones exceeding 150 kilograms. The licensing rules of the 3 categories of aircraft will be laid down for individuals, companies and the governmental sector. The rules and regulations of drone use and operation will include directives prohibiting their use near airports, populated communities and individuals, as well as restricted areas. Furthermore, drones must be kept within the vision span of the user, and personal use must only be conducted at authorized facilities. Cameras and telecommunication devices are only allowed with the permission of the authorized agencies. In drafting the regulations, the GCAA said the aim is to have a comprehensive study of the drone types, usage and their users, as well as personal and commercial purposes of these aircraft. They also added that international efforts to develop a regulatory framework for the operation of drones were still immature. with the UAE among only a few countries laying down a regulatory framework for this type of aircraft. And finally, in the bulletin, the 14th edition of the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championship WTA event drew to a thrilling close, with the world number 3 Simona Halep lifting the Dubai title for the first time with a straight sets win in the singles final. The 23-year-old Romanian tennis star celebrated her win amongst the packed crowd at the Dubai Tennis Stadium as she soldiered on with some exciting athleticism to eventually win the WTA tournament, her second title win in 2015. Top seed of the tournament, Simona beat the 17th-seeded Karolina Pliskova by a scoreline of 6-4 and 7-6, with a tiebreaker during the second set to seal her win. Despite the scoreline, it wasn't all easy for the Romanian, as she did miss out on match points during the second set with a double fault following stiff competition from Pliskova, who also took time out for medical attention due to her difficulties with the left hip. Prior to the competitive final, it was the French-Hungarian pair of Timea Babos and Kristina Mladenovic who took away their first title as pair to seal their place as the winners of the women's doubles. The doubles finals had set the tone for the thrilling singles final between the two opponents who faced each other for the first time. At the post-match press conference, Karolina said she was pleased with her performance throughout the competition, as she did beat the likes of Lucy Safarova in the quarterfinals and Anna Ivanovic during the second round, and eventually jumped to the 12th spot in world rankings. While Simona regained her form during the event and held on to her nerves to place her name in the list of past winners here in Dubai.
It was a tough match. She was playing very well and she was serving very strong, but I believed that I have a good return, so I just stayed there to return every ball, every serve of her. Yeah, in second set was a little bit difficult to finish. I was too nervous at that moment and I did 2 double faults, but I'm really happy that I could stay very focused till the end and fighting for every ball. Yeah, I was enjoying a lot to play in Dubai. It was nice atmosphere, amazing atmosphere, I can say. Everyone was supporting me and I really want to thank them. It was really great and I have great memories now from this tournament.
Of course I lost, so I'm not really happy, but obviously I'm happy for the week and for the last 2 or 3 weeks what I just had, and I'm still going to Doha tomorrow, so I will enjoy one day off finally and yeah, so I'm really happy for this week. I had so many good matches here and beat obviously good players, so I'm not disappointed at all.